Welcome everybody, it's your boy Kevin Polite here, Beauty in the City. I got some special guests here you don't want to miss. Check it out. I brought this podcast together. I wanted to continue to bring in people throughout the whole DFW to first off, bring people together, collaborate, especially Black-owned businesses such as salons, beauty supply owners, nail techs, you name it. Anything that has to do with beauty, I want to talk about it. But I have two special guests here today. It's probably well known. You probably already know who they are. I'm going to go ahead and let them take the mic and introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Vee of Vee Matthews Artistry. I'm located all over DFW.
Let's go.
I travel as well. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I do hair, I do makeup, magazines, photo shoots, fashion weeks, runway, you name it. I probably have already done it.
Nice. Who else we got today?
What's going on? I'm Vee Deantonio, and I just do PR. I connect the dots for the creatives, for the artists, for the model, for the mostly hair, makeup, stylists. Connect them with the people, almost like an agent.
Yep.
For them. So, and I'm also located all over. If there's a plane, I'll be on it.
Nice. Wow. So obviously you see we got some powerful people in the beauty industry in the building right now. Let me start off with this. I had a friend of mine named Christy that, shout out to Christy. I mean, I love her to death. She's a very powerful Black woman in the auto industry, and she directly told me I needed to talk to Miss Vee. So, Vee, so how long you been in the business?
Technically, professionally, 10 years.
10 years?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite client that you know of? Is that a sensitive subject?
No, don't put me on the spot. Favorite client?
Okay, let me ask you a different question then. Who's a client that is most memorable? I should say that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I can help you out on that one.
Memorable.
Dawn.
Yeah. Flower Mound Dawn. Yeah.
Flower Mound Dawn. Shout out to Dawn. What's going on? What happened with Dawn?
Dawn, she is amazing. And that, even though she was one of my more recent clients, the encounters that I have with my clients, I never know what they're going through. And it really pays to be nice to people. And she's just going through so much personally, and, you know, a new move from California and divorce and children. And there was so much going on. And she had me there because she really wanted to kind of learn. And it ended up being more of like a healing moment for her.
Yeah.
Like, it was a battle for her to even think that she looked amazing as she did. And I did her hair, did her makeup, and, you know, in a good amount of time, didn't waste her time. And just that encounter with her really, because I can relate to her in more ways than one. And it really, really healed me too.
Yeah.
Because it just, like I said, you don't know what someone's going through. And my job to make someone look beautiful is actually harder than what people realize, because she didn't feel like that. And so even just checking in with her after the appointment, like a couple days later, like, she just appreciated it and just sent in a thank you and hugged her, and she started to cry, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, girl, I'll fix the makeup. Don't worry about it.
You know, it seems to me like beauty is almost like a doctor.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, do y'all agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I said this before, you know, to me, and I'll say it again, the only reason why I opened up a beauty supply store is to gain people's confidence. Mm-hmm. So to you, what does confidence mean to you?
Confidence, I believe, to me, starts on the inside.
Yeah.
It's when you look in the mirror, are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with what you have going on internally? Because if you're happy with internal you, then you exude that to other people. So then, you know, that's your light, and that's why people attract to you and are saying, you know, oh my God, I wish I, you know, could have the confidence you have. I wish I could rock the hair or the clothes or the outfits or the colors or whatever.
Right.
Because you walked out of the house when you looked in the mirror with that confidence.
Exactly. What do you think?
I agree. I think sometimes it's here we go, 1, 2, 3. Even the most confident person has to take a breath.
Yes.
And say, here we go. because it's your most vulnerable. It's you. It's your art. It's how you present yourself to the world. It's how you sell yourself. People unfortunately judge. Right. They judge by the looks. So I think your confidence, like she said, has to come from within, and it has to come from experience. I think confident experience equals confidence.
Yes.
A person who is not experienced probably has less confidence. A person who knows they've been through hell and back and they survived it, it takes them to another level, another path to that. You can't, nothing you can say, because I've already been through this.
Oh, yeah.
So your confidence does come from inside. And then from confidence comes assuredness. And assuredness comes, YOLO, let me try it. I may not look good in blonde, but I'm a rock it like I do.
Right.
You know? So I definitely agree with her that confidence and beauty, like you said earlier, beauty comes from you having your store. Think of yourself as a doctor.
Yes.
Because people goes to healing, and when a person gets a haircut, they get an edge up, they feel fresh. When a person gets their hair done, they feel, they can feel want. But as soon as they get their hair done, get a haircut, a fresh, go get some gel, put a little quick weave in it, they back. What I'm saying?
Right.
So I think you having, you think of yourself as a healer. She's a healer. People come, you're touching people. You're getting to the most intimate, without it being sexual, you're getting the most intimate part of who they are. Exactly. And you're allowing them to sell themselves to be the best person out there in the world. So you're part of building or breaking their confidence.
Absolutely. And shout out to you, Vee. I mean, I know that you have fixed people's mind frame of thoughts. You have fixed how they felt inside themselves. And you also fixed how other people judge them. Why did you start in this industry? What made you actually do this?
I actually started doing hair when I was a kid. Like, I was tired of my mom doing my hair, little girl hairstyles in middle school, and I was just like, I'm gonna figure this out. And I mean, I would cut my own hair, put highlights, bangs, whatever you call it. I probably did it. And then my mom started to say, okay, well, let's do mine. And that was her and my sister became my dolls, my practice.
Right.
And then it turned over into playing sports in school, and I would braid people's hair sometimes and before games and stuff like that. But in my time when I was in high school, it wasn't cool or realistic to be a hairstylist. So I thought, I'm gonna be a doctor, because the way they talking, you ain't making no money doing this.
Right.
And it was just a lack of education. Like, they don't know, so they can't tell me, And then when I went to college, I hated it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to what I know, which is hair and makeup. Like, people always say, oh my God, I love your hair, I love your makeup, you should be a hairstylist, you should be a makeup artist. I'm like, no, you can't make no money in that. And it's like, yeah, joke's on me, because you can't.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
And a lot of it. And I, came back home, and I went to I taught myself a lot of stuff. I was a manager at Glamour Shots, which, if you're old enough, you know what that is. If you don't, look it up. And after that, I was like, I'm going to go to cosmetology school, because I want the paper. I want a little one-up. And it's not to shade anybody that don't have a license or that didn't go to cosmetology school. However, I will say that my cosmetology license gave me a one-up a little bit.
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to Tint, right here in Grand Prairie. Tint School of Makeup and Cosmetology. Yes.
And was there a certain person that you remember the most?
Oh my gosh, I had the best teachers. Like, it was like God was like, here you go. All my teachers. Miss Cece, Miss Carol,
really,
Miss Lawanda, Miss Nikki, Miss A, like, they were bomb. And it was amazing to learn from essentially the OGs. Like, they've been had licenses since, the 80s and the 70s and 90s, so who better than to teach me than the people who've been doing it longer than I've been alive.
Shout out to all the teachers that blessed her. Shoot,
absolutely.
Man. Hey, golly. That's a blessing. So it was a big class? Was it just a few people in the class? How'd you?
Cosmetology starts off with a lot of people because they think it's fun and games until it's not fun and games. And it started off as a big class, and probably only, like, I know of 3 girls now, that me and 2 or 3 others that are still actively cosmetologists. So
yeah, it gets real after
it does. It does. And for me, I had already taught myself a lot, so it was more so to fine tune and sanitation and client relations and how to talk to people, whether you're talking and agreeing with them about this haircut and hair color, or talking them out of that haircut and hair color. Because sometimes people see things and it's like, girl, or sir, that's not really for you. Let's go back to the left a little bit. We too far right. So
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So where do you get your product from?
I'm all over. I go to beauty supply stores. Shout out to yours, because that's where I'm gonna be at now.
Thank you so much.
Black owned. If it's black owned and I can buy it, I am going to buy it or order it. I don't care where it's from. I don't care how far I gotta drive or have it shipped. I'm gonna figure it out. Because we worked hard. We didn't get the recognition, and we still don't, honestly. So it takes us helping each other, and yeah, like I'm gonna make sure I come up in. I know you gonna deliver it to me.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna come up in there because I do my reels and my content and make sure I put it out there for other people to see. Like, this is black owned. I don't care if you live an hour away. Come here. So I do go to Sephora, Ulta, MAC, Camera Ready, which is like a privately owned makeup store that a little more high end in Dallas. Pro products is what they say. But if I can find it close to me, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
So
do you, out of all the specifications that you qualify for, doing hair, doing makeup, what do you enjoy the most?
Ooh, I hate this question.
Good question.
So if we were going to call you, why are we going to call Vee? Is it going to be more towards the makeup side of things, or if I need to get my hair done? Why do we call Vee?
I'm humble, but I will say I do both very well.
I would agree.
You would?
Yeah.
I would agree. Either if she touches your face or your hair, either way, it's a wow. Like, she does everything for me. I go nowhere else.
Yeah.
I become a snob too.
So true.
I'm like, so what you do, man?
Yeah, for sure.
You can't give it to midnight? Got it. I'll be there at midnight.
I don't discriminate. I do guys. I do kids. It don't matter what color, your age, nothing. And I've prided myself in my brand on, I paid a lot of money for cosmetology school, and I put in a lot of time and hours to learn what I learned, and I'm still forever learning. The trends change and stuff changes, and as people, we change, and it's not easy, but it's worth it. And I don't do it for the money. The money is a plus. And so God blessed me and blessed my hands and my creative talents, and so I don't have a favorite for hair and makeup, because no matter what I do, I know I'm going to excel, and you're gonna be shocked.
They're gonna be satisfied.
Yeah, shocked and satisfied. Absolutely.
So with you being in the industry as long as you have, I mean, is you think the beauty industry is? What has the beauty industry done for you?
Well, I started in the music industry. I started as as an artist, singing, have an album, but I feel like, again, everywhere that I went, there was a stylist, there's a makeup artist, or there's a hairstylist if I was on tour. Right. And the most enjoyment I had was with those people. And then the transformation, they can take me from partying to the wee hours of the night to looking like I just woke up fresh face. Real fast, real quick. But also, it taught me how to, like I spoke up earlier, just the confidence. When you look good, whatever your purpose is, if you're going up there to speak in front of thousands of people, you do it confidently because you look good. If you are a singer and you're about to perform, that it's a part of the whole package. So anybody who has to step in front of people, who has to sell themselves or sell something, people look at the package first, and then they look at how you look, and then they agree. Like, you can't tell me nothing, you can't sell me nothing because you don't look the part.
Right.
So of course, the beauty industry is going to affect everyone, every level. You have artists who wouldn't be who they are, famous people who wouldn't be who they are if they didn't have somebody behind them making them look good, snatching them together. Because she knows, I know, you see a lot of people who what y'all see on television is not who they show up at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning.
Totally different.
And if it wasn't for that auto-tune and a good dress and some good wigs, you would not believe who they were on stage. You know what I'm saying? So beauty industry is huge, and especially with our people. African Americans and Black people are known to always look good. Even when we was even in Africa, we would find something and make it look good, and we set the trend. We set the trend. Whether people believe it or not, we set the trend. So I feel like since we set the trend, this is our industry. I think that we should probably take over in every sense in way, like product wise, where we buy a product, you get tired of going to the Ultas and you get a shelf.
Yeah.
And that's not even your texture hair, but it's black product. Oh, we have black products here. No, you have one person who we don't even wear that.
Yeah.
Who is this? We all, as people of color, we have different textures of hair, and we have different, so when you have someone like Vee who not only is good at what she does, but also educates you on what to use and where to go and where to, and that's why you teaming up with stylists and is important, because they can say, well, this is where I get my product, and they have it, and it's not expensive and it's not expired. It's not something,
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I know all about that.
So going back to your question, my experience in the beauty industry has, especially switching over, is I have been the artist who needed an agent to present me out there as a singer. There's a lot of talented beauty stylists, hairstylists, makeup artists who don't have somebody out there who is getting them those connections without being in an agency.
Correct.
So, I love to be that supporter. I love to connect the dots for, the artists, the stylists, because stylists and they're creatives too, and they really make or break the superstar.
Absolutely. So Vee, earlier you said, you would go to a black on this, black on that. What in this world do you think started the trend by black?
I think, kind of like piggybacking off of what he said, we know we set the trends, but we don't have the push or the backing. Like the whole era of, not box braids, braiding your hair straight back, cornrows. Like, we've been doing it since forever. The other day.
Right.
But, sometimes it just takes somebody non-black with more people backing them up and more followers and, and they're more out there, and then they make it a trend. And it's like, well, how you make something a trend that's already existing? So I think that we really do have to get together and help you, help me, help them, help us, because at the end of the day, that's how we're going to push each other.
Yeah.
I think that's important. And like I said, I will definitely, if it's an hour away from me, I'm going to drive or I'm going to order it, just because, and you got to give, and, if I want support, I got to give it too. So that's another thing. Everything is not a competition. And I think that's a problem with us too, is that crab in a barrel thing. We, no, I want to get up there first. No, I want to get up there first. Well, hold on. Let me, because I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, and I'm going to reach back and I'm going to come get you.
Right.
But we don't have patience either, because we in this microwave era. Everything got to come quick and hurry up, and let's hurry up and finish it, and let's hurry up and do it, and then it's rushed and it's sloppy. Yeah. And now we look a fool in front of everybody. And they already talk about us anyway, looking a fool. Now we look a fool more. Right. But it's like this, if we just slow down and take our time and network and connect with the right people, I really feel like we can take over.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of doing it and sticking to it and not thinking that it's popcorn, right. Being in it for the marathon and not a 4x1. For sure.
Well, and I'm going to need both of y'all to answer this. So in my industry, obviously it's about competition. It's about what you have. If you're open, customer service, that's it. In your industry, what determines a price? Why does someone say, I'm worth this amount of money? Why does someone say, I'm worth this amount of money, but don't get no clients? You can state that your prices are your prices, but if you don't have the clients, your prices is nothing. So when do you start deserving to quote, this is my price because of such and such?
Me personally, I think it's the time you put in, it's the hours, it's are you studying? Are you practicing? Because I don't believe practice makes perfect, because you can never perfect something that's always changing.
Right.
But are you networking? Are you talking to people? And unfortunately in our industry, you got to do free stuff. You got to do stuff for free to meet people and work with people in order to, when I go and I first started and I'm doing TFP, trade for photo, that photographer don't know me and I don't know him or her. However, when I do a good job, they got me in their brain like, man, like I didn't really have to edit them photos. So, or I did minimal editing or, so now when they get a paying client, they're going to be like, oh, I got a hairstylist, I got a makeup artist. Yeah, Vee. Because I put that time in with them. Right. So yes, my payment was photos, and yes, I can post it on my social media. I got a bomb photo It looks good. And now I can show people, hey, look, now I do photography. Wow. And now I partner with this person. So you got to be willing to put that time in. And I think, again, it goes back to, I want to be a makeup artist. I can get up and do that tomorrow. It's not a hobby. Like,
Right.
This is a way of life. This is how I make a living. This is how I pay my bills and how I feed my kids and go about my day to day. You know, I have to re-up on products and stuff and pay for, you know, my booking site and, you know, everything I got to pay for.
Right.
Products and lighting and brushes and cleansers and, you know, foundation, everything that I use because I'm making you look good. So if I don't charge adequately or accurately, I'm never going to be able to
Correct.
continue to go forward in what I do. So I think that you just have to, you got to put that time in.
Yeah.
But you have to put that time.
What do you think?
Realistically, know what you can do. If you know that you are just learning, there's no way that I'm going to pay you $300 to do my hair and makeup and you doing. I feel like your gift will make room for you. Some people, it does start off a hobby and they fall in love with it and they educate themselves but if you know that, look, I'm starting off, I'm doing $25 a face, but then you grow, you build a relationship, because again, I'm a firm believer that it's 10% of your talent and 90% of the relationship. So if you have a store and I have a relationship with you, I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
And here's real. But the moment that I feel, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's even with a makeup artist, because it's such an intimate place. So am I going to pay her prices? Yes, because I know what she produces.
Right.
So a lot of times I can't go out there expecting somebody that's just coming out asking me to pay her prices. So I need to know what you got. I need to, prove it to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, prove it. Why? When there's 5 other makeup artists, 10 other places where I can go buy the same product, why am I coming back to you? Yeah. Why am I coming back, sitting back in your chair? Why am I coming back to your store? It's relationship. It's building a trust. It's building you know what? It's worth my hour drive, because even when I go there, I leave there feeling I have great conversation.
Mm-hmm. Everything was in stock.
I come in getting one thing and I leave, oh man, come check this out. But because I trust you, because I know that every time I leave there, I leave better for it. I can go back to my customer. I can go back home and I can do whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pay whatever. I'm going to pay a little extra and tip. Mm-hmm. Because I know when I leave your store, I'm like, where you get that from? Yeah. Where can I find that? Or where you pay? I didn't even have to go. They delivered it to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was busy I had 5 clients. I ran out. I didn't have time to go. Mm-hmm. I made my phone call. They delivered. Yeah. And then some. And then it's putting, so, we live in an era where we have been duped so much that we're looking to be duped. So it's amazing to be duped for a good way. Yeah. It's amazing to be like, man, what's the catch? You know what I'm saying? So, so how prices are made for me is, I'm worth you coming to, I know what I can do. Like I was saying earlier, I know when you leave, I'm going to make you, when you going for an interview, you're going to get the job, because they're going to be so caught up in what you look like and how so I know that I'm worth this $300 that you're about to pay, so, but I know at the beginning I couldn't charge $300, or I couldn't, because I'm crawling before I walk.
So know your wealth. Know what you're worth. I mean, I can understand someone that's new to the game. You've got to be accepted to the game. Yeah. Basically what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
You can be accepted, but once you're accepted, you got to have the experience. The environment has to be right. So to me, and I was telling Dream, shout out to Dream, when you walk into my store, or any store, particularly mine, when you walk in my store, it is mandatory that someone greets you right off the top. You know, saying hello. There are a lot of places where you walk into an establishment, they don't say nothing to you.
Yeah.
Ain't you about to spend some money?
They say it, but they watching you. They think you put some in your pocket.
Exactly.
If I gotta look for somebody to help me, I'm leaving.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bye. You're not getting my money.
Exactly. And there is overkill, but there is a time where there's an intimate moment, like you were saying, an intimate moment when you have to sink it in, know what you're about to do, and enjoy the experience. But what I'm gonna do, I want to talk about why, other black-owned businesses such as salons, nail techs, and why they don't succeed. We're going to talk about here in just a second right after this, okay? Welcome back to Beauty in the City. I'm your man, Kevin Polite. Let's get back to our conversations, which a lot of interesting content has been already said. But my last question was, why? Why in the heck? And I know because I'm in the mix, and I understand and I feel what a lot of Black-owned businesses go through. But V, I'm gonna ask you, why do you think Black-owned businesses commonly fail?
I think we get in our own head a lot, for starters. I know because it's from experience, and we compare ourselves not only to other Blacks, but to anybody in that genre of creativeness that we're in. I remember I'm like, I'm charging $40 for a face. Ain't nobody gonna book me. And you start looking at other hair people and other makeup people, and it's like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where she got that from, how they did that. And I think once we get in our own heads, sometimes that's the worst place to be, because you put a dent in your confidence that you had. Yeah. You know, you did this face, and then you're like, yeah, she loved it, and I got my pictures, and then you see the next person, and you like, oh, yeah, dang, like what they doing different than I'm not doing, and you know, and then and a lot of times my other issue that I have is that you gotta figure it out, because you hit people up that's been in the game longer than you and been working at it longer than you and doing it better than you, and you say, what did you use, or do you do tutorials, or you do one-on-ones? No. Yeah. You know, we gatekeep. We don't give help. We don't put the hand out there. So I never had anybody show me how to do hair and makeup until I went to cosmetology school. And at that point, it was a fine tune. It wasn't necessarily a teaching kind of thing. So any opportunity I get, if somebody says, hey, I want to do one-on-ones, I want to learn, I want to, you know, I'm going to do it, because I didn't have nobody reach back and give me their hand and say, come on, like, come under my wing. Let me show you. Exactly. I might not tell you all my secrets or all my how-tos, but I can give you enough to where when I push you out the nest, you'll be all right.
And there's a fine line also, the other part of a Black business as ownership. My grandfather had he fixed cars, like auto. And what happens is even with our people, I love our people, but this is a business, not personal. So a lot of times, just because I'm your friend and I have this talent does not mean that you get this for free. Yes. And a lot of times Black businesses fail because we're too busy trying to hook up bro, sis, friend. And where we should be supporting and pouring into financially, we give away and we deplete. And the people who deserve that, you know, sometimes you do give pro bono because you want them to come. Right. But when you're doing more pro bono than making money, then you can't succeed. Yeah. You know, so we have to be very well rounded in how we control our business and understand that just because they're our friends, it does not necessarily mean that we always need to get the hookup. Right. Sometimes we need to come out of our pocket and pay the full price or whatever. Exactly. So I think also what she said, there's also the practical side of business. Yep. Is that this is my business. This is how I make my money. This is how I, you know, so a lot of times what fails in our community is we think we deserve it. We think it should be given to us for free because you, my people. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fine line to teach our people how to respect my business. Yeah. You know, and to respect, because you're gonna go over there. You don't do that with Mean Lean and everybody else. Exactly. So when you
exactly, if you own a business, do not compare yourself to other people. Absolutely. Do not hook up your friends. It's just business. Yeah. Yeah. Put that in your head. It's just business. Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna flunk. Yeah. Yeah. Don't be that person that flunks.
And your friends, if they real friends, they're gonna pay your price
and support you.
I had my client that I had this morning. That's my homegirl. love her, no, her husband's like, that's my bro, like all of that. And she's like, I don't care what you charge. I'm paying and I'm coming to you.
Right.
Because she's went to other artists and it wasn't that she didn't like what they did. It just wasn't mine.
Right.
In her words, it wasn't you. It wasn't Vee. Vee, the way you do my makeup, the way you do the application, I still look like myself. Because there are some girls who want to be glam girls and they're like, I'm paying for this. I want to look different. But there's some girls that's like, I want to look like me, but enhanced. And it's my job as the artist to listen to my clients. Because otherwise, they're going to leave and not be satisfied and be like, well, I asked her for this for natural and she put glitter and rhinestones on my face. Like, so, when my clients tell me stuff like that, it's like, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm doing something right.
You should just hear what she said. Mm-hmm. She's successful because she listens to her clients.
You have to. Yeah.
Listen to your clients.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to your clients. Yeah. It's probably one of the most irritating things that any person could do is not listen. I get it, but a lot of times people are so dumbfounded. They always want to do business their way. They want to do what they think is going to be right for their business. If they don't listen to the customer, you're going to go out of business. Just like you said, if you get that, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
That psychological brain is so powerful. Mm-hmm. The brain can allow you to spend money, drive far locations to get to a certain location. But if you have that,
I spend more money when I'm happy.
Right.
When I'm happy.
And when I don't have to question your business and your customer service and your ethics and your integrity, when I don't have to question anything and I know, you know what? When I go to Kevin's beauty supply store, I ain't got to worry about nothing. Everything being stock. They help me. They greet me. They know me by name at this point because that's how much I be in there. Like, I like walking in there like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, girl, what's up? Like, music is playing. It's a vibe,
Exactly.
The whole, all the energy, and it's right. So I'm going to keep coming back.
Because even other stores, even like the stores where they have less Black products, they listen to us saying that we need it, but they're not getting the right stuff.
My gosh.
So it's when you listen, are you listening and following through? Or are you just listening just to get me to finesse me to come in?
Right.
So if I'm coming to you and I'm like, man, I saw this stuff, it's you knowing what the new products are. It's you knowing what's out there and you listen to your customers. They come in, oh man, I don't have it, but try us again next time. I bet you I'll have it next time.
Yeah.
Because again, that's building relationship. That's building a surety. That's building the confidence that I know that, last time bro said it, so I'm gonna try it one more time and then you have it. So I think it is listening, but it's not so much even listen to your clientele, but it's also just trusting your gut.
Yes.
And if you don't know it as the owner or as the person who is the makeup artist, educate yourself.
Yeah.
And that way, I think you said something earlier. Now I know better how to answer this question. Absolutely. Now I know better because for me now, I feel confident in knowing that.
Beauty is such an ongoing education. New products come out all the time. And she said that it's an ongoing thing. You always learn. If you think you know everything, look and see what happens the next month. A whole new product comes out.
Yeah.
And it's a trend. It's a fact. Everyone is getting it. And if you left out, you're going to be that one guy or person that just says, hey, have you heard of this? And you go, oh, I don't know. You're dumbfounded about it. Mm-hmm. It's all about education. So where I'm going with it is, these products, is there a product that you continually see change? Like for me, I'll tell you that there's Mael. Mael has, this product. I just got an email about a whole nother Mael product. Do you use that product at all?
I've used her stuff before.
You lean more towards something else?
I have leaned away from her.
Okay. Why?
Lean back.
Because as a consumer, we can tell when a product changes. Correct. If I've been using something for 5 years and then on year 6, it made my hair dry and it wasn't doing it for 5 years, well, everybody ain't lying. It's doing something. Something didn't change in this product. I don't know if you took out this oil and put this oil or whatever, even with food, with drinks, stuff that we eat and drink every day, like water changes,
I think people feel like they need to keep up with the trend.
Yeah.
And so it messes up. We all use Johnson Johnson. Johnson been Johnson Johnson. So okay.
Yeah.
So, and that product does pretty well. Have they changed? No. If anything, they've maybe made more of a cream version, but it remains the same. And I think what happens is with some of these products, they get a little too, they feel like they need to compete. Again, I'm huge on the word confidence.
Yeah.
You have to be confident in your product, knowing that even if I don't change it, there is somebody who needed this product, because there's so many out there.
Yeah.
Right.
I know her personally, and even you go to her pantry of products, and she would tell you, you know, and it's so much. But like you said, you have to educate yourself. But there's some products that are just simple, just this and that, and it works. And you don't need to. But we get so caught up in competing and which product is better, and then next thing you know, you have thousands of dollars worth of product that you don't even use. You know, so I'm not saying to venture out and do stuff, but don't just put product out there just as a filler. You know, knowing that you have two of the same product to do the same thing. It's just a bigger, or it just has, it's natural because you added water.
Right.
You know, or you changed the wording, and it ain't nothing there natural, and ain't nothing gonna do nothing for this curl pattern. You know what I'm saying? So
I think too is staying true to your brand. If I know when I first released these products, or when I first started doing makeup, I was just known as like the natural glam girl. I'm gonna have my loyal people that are going to come for that. It doesn't necessarily mean that I can't go and do glam and glitter and rhinestones and all the things, but when you keep this group right here satisfied, then you come up with something else. Like, you know, maybe this was for the 4C girls, you know, the tight curl girls, and they love it.
Right.
Don't change it. Now we're going to create something for the rest of the girls with the curl patterns and different curl patterns. It ain't saying that this don't work. It just don't work for you.
Right.
So that's the difference too. For me, like, I have clients who, you know, they just want me to wash their hair and they go on about their business. Yeah. Or they just want me to straighten their hair. And
because some of these products, they have that product and then they get excited and do this product and they just discontinue that.
Right. Exactly.
But what you didn't realize is these were the people that
was the foundation.
They were coming back. But then you get rid of this, and now they don't know where to go, and you got all this stuff for hair. I'm looking crazy because I'm thinking
I know.
Only because I'm trusting you because you're Johnson Johnson, and so I figure it's gonna be the same. But no, it ain't the same.
Right.
So, do you have a product? I mean, do you make an oil or do you make any type of?
I do not. I'm working on a lash line. I'm working on my lash line. But I don't have but I don't have an actual product. I stay in my lane, and that's another. If we stay in our lane and stay with what we know, not to say not to venture off, but for me, I just when you get your following and your people and your fan base and the people that are loyal to you, my followers would think I'm a fool if I came out and said, "Oh, I'm about to have some ketchup." It's like that. That's not even on brand. Like, stay on brand. You know, I can't tell you, you know, no more about opening up a store than you can tell me about hair and makeup. Yeah. But I can come to you. Yeah. And, you know, and I can say, okay, well, let's work. So I'm coming here, I'm shopping here, or you deliver to me or whatever. Can I leave some business cards too? Then we both. Because when my people say, where you get that from? I'm going to send them to your store. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to send them to the other store.
But I do feel in my Shondo, because she's known for skin, her natural beats make you look like you don't have any makeup on, but she also has beautiful skin, as you can tell. So I do feel in my Shondo there will be a skincare line will be birthed. Okay. Even if I have to speak it to the atmosphere. Because I think the other thing about what she does is as doing your makeup, she also educates you, but she is skin first.
Yeah.
She is, and you're having good skin.
Oh yeah, it makes all the difference.
Makes all the difference with the makeup
for application. Yeah. I'm not a surgeon. Yeah. I'm not a plastic surgeon, and that's just the reality of it. And it's not to be rude or, you know, anything like that, but it's like, be realistic with the expectations that you want from me. Yeah. It's not that I can't deliver. You just have to be realistic. And I tell my clients all the time, they ask me, you know, your skin. I'm like, you know, I can give you, tell me, text me later. And I said, because if you don't tell me, don't text me, I'll forget. Text me, tell me what your skin is like, what issues you're having. I can definitely guarantee some products and they're going to work for you.
So speaking of that, I mean, so how do you, not necessarily you, but what type of products do people need to put on their skin to maintain a healthy skin?
Not using Dove soap, because that's for your body. Like, starting there, you know, you can't be lazy with your skin. Yeah. you have to put in that time and the effort and the money. And people think when you talk about skincare that it's just you got to go to Dillard's or Neiman's, and it's like you don't. That I've used expensive stuff and I've used $5 products, and I've seen them work one and the same. You tailor it to your budget and what you can afford. But the number one thing for me with skincare is you have to be consistent. It's not going to change overnight. You have to do it every day, morning and night. You have to make it a part of your routine. You have to feel weird and crazy if you don't do your skincare routine. And that's how I am. I have a morning routine. I have a night routine. You know, contrary to Black people belief, wear SPF. We need SPF. Outside, these lights, like, you know, I don't know who came up with that or said that back in the day or whenever, but we need SPF. The melanin in our skin don't negate us from using SPF.
Right.
So
I agree.
It's just that, a routine. You look at what routine means, you doing it consistently, and it's gonna pay off over time. And your skin will clear up, and you know, or whatever issues that you might be having with your skin. If you consistently use those products, skincare is meant to work over time, not overnight.
Yeah, because you know what's that saying? Black don't crack, but it don't. However, comma.
You still gotta take care of it. You still gotta take care.
And I'm gonna ask both of y'all this question. And you know, I know both of y'all have a lot of followers on IG, and you know, here in a little bit, I'm gonna need y'all to spit your stuff out, your name and stuff. But other than the likes and everybody know who you are or what you do, what is something about each and one of you that people don't really know about you?
Yikes.
Ooh. So I would say for me is my personality. Because, you know, my friends have told me like, well, girl, you know, if we go to your page, like you about your business. You don't play. Your page is professional. But who is Vee? So that's where my reels came in and my TikTok, and I get to kind of show my personality and do those funny videos, and you know, even if it is crazy or got some profanity, it's like unfollow me, whatever. You done heard cursing before, like thanks or whatever. But that's when I kind of have fun, and it's not necessarily just business all the time, or hair, makeup, and I do those kind of reels too. But I think for me, my biggest thing is showing myself more, like me, not the professional, but like me.
So if you had to choose one word to describe yourself, what would that one word be?
Oof. Man, I would say
Cut to commercial.
and break. I would say.
Think about it. No, it's good. Think about it. What about you?
Yeah.
Let's see.
What's something that you got a lot of followers, celebrity status? We get it. You're great at what you do, but what's something about you that people really don't know about?
I'm actually very private. Like, she could tell you, I can go anywhere. It scares me, and I will know somebody, or somebody will know me. And a lot of times, it can be very, you know, because you walk in somewhere and someone knows you before you know them, and whatever they perceive about you or heard about you, you know, it's always like lights, camera, action. So when I'm with my friends and when I'm in a safe place, I'm really just chill.
Yeah.
I'm really more of the parent of the group. With all of my friends, I definitely am the parent, and I make sure that everybody's okay. I am learning to cry. I'm learning that it's okay to show that part of my emotion, because I'm always just lights, camera, action. You know, someone told me a long time ago, never let them see you sweat. And they meant that with good intentions. But over the years, that has caused me to build up a pride. Don't let them see me hurt. Don't ask for help. Do it. And it's worked in business, but in private. So I think most people would be really surprised to know that I like people, but then I don't like people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like people, but I love people, but I really like my people. I'm not cliquish, but if I have a choice of going out and staying home, I'm going to stay home. Because even when I go out socially, it's work.
Yeah.
It's smiling. It's making sure my angles are good. Make sure I speak to everybody, because if I don't speak to everybody, somebody be mad and this and that. Absolutely. So, you know, I think people would be surprised. They think that I like that, but I really like being with my people, safe at home, with food.
And, everybody with food.
And a bottle of wine.
Exactly.
A couple.
So, everybody's different. Everyone has a face for business.
Yeah.
They have to be a certain way, act a certain way amongst other people so that they can spend money. I mean, I get it's business.
Yeah.
Personal life is totally different. A lot of people like to wind down, be quiet, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
it's
that.
hard to find. For me, it had been hard to find out where personal and business lies. Because even when I was a senior, it was in writing music. It's so much of selling it's your baby. It's so much of getting approval of others.
Correct.
That your whole life becomes of expecting someone to yes it. Yep. And you make decisions on what would they think. Yeah. So when it comes to your personal life and trying to make decisions for your personal life, it can be difficult. And you have to make sure that you surround yourself around people who know how to kind of pull you in and ground you. Correct. So that's where I am.
So, Miss Vee, for those who are watching you right now, all your friends, your family, your what's-uppers, whatever you want to call your clients, what do you want to say to make sure that, they continue doing business with you and they say repeat business and referrals? What do you have to say?
Thank you, number one, because I don't think people hear that enough. Yes, it's thank me for making you look beautiful, but that's only for a moment. You don't have to come back. Yeah. There's other hairstylists, there's so many other makeup artists who are just as bomb, just as amazing, and just as good. Personality, all the things. So I thank God, number one, and I get up every day and I say, God, don't let my hard work be in vain. Yeah. Because he didn't have to. But it's definitely, for sure, always a thank you. Because my clients are my clients, and I've had a lot of my clients for years, and they don't have to come back to me. So I'm forever grateful and thankful, and they keep me on top of my game. Especially my ones that stay on with the trends and what's new, and they keep me popping, they keep me fresh, and like, hold on, girl, let me go look that up. I don't know, I haven't started yet. Like, wait, I just gotta wait. So they, like I said, I'll never forget. My teacher said you have to be forever learning. Yeah. It's always changing. And you do, no matter, not even just in the beauty industry, you have to be forever learning, period. Because once you think you know everything, that's when the downfall comes. Okay. That ego gets in the way. So if I didn't have clients, I wouldn't be Vee Matthews Artistry, because at the end of the day, I'm in the service industry too. So they're paying for it, but I have to give something that's worth them paying for.
Absolutely.
So
how they get a hold of you?
So they can reach me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Vee Matthews Artistry, VEE Matthews with 2 T's and Artistry.
Okay. Shout out to Miss Vee. Vee.
What was the question?
So basically, first off, how can people get a hold of you? For all your friends and family, your all whoever who's listening, what's something about you that you could tell your clients? What would you ask them? What would you say to them?
First, page is under construction, but my personal page is Deantonio 52, so you can get me there. I would have to agree. I thank you. But I mean, for me, I'm forever growing. So thanks for growing with me. I will always tell you the truth. Yep. And sometimes I will try my best to pave it with glitter and diamonds, but I feel like if you trust me, that means you trust that I'm going to represent you well and make you go out there and look good. So, again, it's a thank you, because we couldn't do and be what we do without you trusting us. Yeah. With making you good, with putting you out there, so it is a relationship, just like if you're dating or married to somebody. I don't just say I love you once. I tell you repeatedly, I love you. So I repeatedly tell, thank you. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for still sticking with me. So thank you goes a long way. Yeah. Gratitude.
Awesome. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you myself. Thank you all for coming in and blessing and enrich y'all's, experience of life in this business. Beauty in the City is, again, designed to bring and collab other businesses all in one room, other opinions, other views of the business. You guys actually taught me a lot of things. And the one thing that I brought today was really the main word this whole day is pretty much confidence.
Yeah.
Okay. Confidence is what beauty brings in the world, not just the city, the world. If you're good at what you do and you're consistent, beauty is what drives this whole world. You could one day change someone's life.
Absolutely.
Beauty in the city.
Turn up your shoulder.